All right, what's going on, guys? Today is May 22nd. Hopefully, wherever you are, the weather is better than it is where I am in Ohio, because it's been raining for like 5 days straight, and it's still raining outside. Not great, not summer weather in my opinion just yet, but hopefully it's better. Like I said, where you're located, and hopefully you're just having a great week so far. Like I said, we'd be back today with another workshop, and today we're going to be talking about supporting other independent artists, the importance of that as an artist yourself. Obviously, as a fan of music, you could support artists, and you do probably. You buy vinyl, you go to shows, do those sorts of things. This is going to be more as the perspective of another artist. Like if you're an artist yourself, why would you want to support somebody else's work? Kind of just giving my takes on it, but we're also going to be highlighting this article specifically from Musicians Institute College of Music. So we're going to be going over this one. I thought this was a concise article with a lot of great info in it. It's mostly talking about, collaborating with artists, but we can also take this from the stance of, even if you're not working together, like what ways can you actually support somebody else? And what can you get out of that? And what, benefits does that have for you in the future, in the near future, or in the long-term future as well? I also found another article from Ask, which is called Building Strong Communities, the Importance of Supporting Local Musicians. And you'll be able to check that out in the description of this video. So definitely give that one a look as well. But I think this one has a little bit more to it and a little bit more along the lines of what I had in mind for this one. So let's get started. In the music industry, collaboration is more than just working with other artists to create music. It's a powerful tool that can significantly enhance your career, expand your fan base, and open doors to new opportunities. Whether you're teaming up with artists within your genre or branching out to explore new musical territories, collaboration offers numerous benefits that can elevate your creative journey and lead to commercial success. The number one good reason to do this is called expanding your audience. One of the most immediate benefits of collaboration is the opportunity to expand your audience. When you collaborate with another artist, you essentially gain access to their fan base. This cross-pollination of listeners can help you reach people who may not have discovered your music otherwise. For example, if you're an independent artist in indie rock and you collaborate with an electronic music producer, you're not only engaging with their fans, but you're also introducing your music to a new genre of listeners. This increased exposure can lead to a surge in streaming numbers, social media followers, and concert attendance. The more artists you collaborate with, the more you can broaden your reach and grow your fan base. And we talked about that I think we had a workshop probably at the end of last year talking about collaborating with artists and the ideas that can be generated from that. So it's kind of, reiterating that whole idea of, just kind of kicking ideas back and forth with one another and seeing what you can do. But I'm also going to throw out that, let's say you're not working on a song. Let's just say, you see that so-and-so who you are connected with just dropped a new song on like a Friday or whatever. What I would do, what I've done in the past, is I would just simply repost that to Instagram stories, tag the person, and tell people, go check this out. Now, obviously, Instagram stories kind of works differently than it used to. Not all of your followers are going to see your story every day. So if you want to take it a step further, you could even post it to all your socials if you have time to do so. I know that type of stuff it has to be integrated within your own content. And, each day, if you have a lot going on, you might not have time to do it. Even if you don't do it the day of, like try to do it a couple days after and say, I've been vibing with this new track that this person just put out. You guys should go check it out. I would recommend it. Recommend it to your audience, because especially if you already have an audience of your own, they're going to want to hear what you are also listening to as a fan of music. And they're going to see that, if you recommend that person, chances are they're going to want to take a look as well. And therefore, that artist that you just reposted or posted about, they might get a new fan from that. And then taking it even a step further, if they get a new fan that's also your fan, they're going to want you guys to work together, which opens up what they're talking about here, which is collaborating, and then it just keeps building. So that to me is a great example, and it's a simple, free way to do it. And that person will also most likely do the same for you in return, which I think is cool. So when you drop your own solo work, they're going to be reposting your stuff too, and their audience is going to see what you're doing, and the whole cycle just keeps going. And that's just the cool part about, the possibility behind this stuff is that, you support one person and it causes a chain reaction of support. And that's kind of the goal. Number 2, fresh creative perspectives. Collaboration is a powerful way to infuse your music with fresh ideas and perspectives. When you work with someone else, you're not only learning new skills, but also drawing inspiration from their experiences, techniques, and influences. This creative synergy often leads to innovative music that may not have been possible while working alone. Whether it's experimenting with new sounds, blending different genres, or approaching songwriting from a different angle, collaborating allows you to step outside your comfort zone, create something truly unique. Collaborations can also serve as a form of creative rejuvenation. If you're feeling stuck or uninspired, working with another artist can reignite your passion and help you push past creative blocks. Usually when I'm working with someone, I like to give them a lot of the creative direction and the creative freedom. And that's just me. That is my take on the whole thing, and that's how I approach it usually. But if I have to take the reins a little bit, or if that person tells me that they trust my judgment enough to do it, I'll lead whatever it is, whether it's a song or a project or even, social media ideas, something like that. And obviously, give your input, be able to do those sorts of things. But I think just being able to have that other person, which again, we've talked about this before, having that other person to share the ideas with is a big thing. Because a lot of the times when you're just doing all this in your own head, sometimes you second guess, you doubt yourself a little bit. So I think if you can get that other person to see your vision and vice versa, that's a big thing. But going back to, ways you can support and just the initiative you can take, I think just being able to support that person's ideas is a big thing and show that you are, you're open to their ideas. Don't be so closed off. I think the point of collaboration is to combine the worlds together, and each person's ideas, have to meet, and then sometimes there has to be some compromise that gets made. So certain people have to sacrifice certain things for the good of the project. And obviously, I've said many times about finding the right collaborators is a big thing. So definitely be able to figure that out and figure out who is gonna be able to actually meet you in the middle with a lot of this stuff. But even finding ideas to support one another, going to someone's live show or live gig, if there's someone that is in your town, in your area, definitely go out and buy a ticket. I feel like a good initiative, especially if it's somebody that you want to build a working relationship with, do something that would kind of surprise them. It could be the reposting of the song. It could be, you buy a t-shirt from their store. Just keep those things in mind. And it's kind of like the whole idea of do for someone else what you would want done for you. When you put out merch, it feels good when someone goes out and purchases that, and makes an investment in you. So you want to do the same for other artists when you can. And like I said earlier, I understand you can't always do these things, but it's something that, if you really want to show that you care, doing these things really, really does help out. And it really does add up. So, and me, I'm someone that has a huge network of people. I usually feel guilty when I can't always support directly. But like I said, going back to those simple things, just posting about a project, doing the little things here and there. And then when you can make bigger investments in people, by all means, definitely do that, because it will come back in ways that you never imagined. So I think that's a huge thing. Exploring new genres and markets, collaborations with artists from different genres offer exciting opportunity to diversify your sound and reach entirely new markets. By experimenting with other styles, you can introduce your music to people who may not typically listen to your primary genre. So again, that kind of goes to just showing your audience another person's music. I'd say I'm not someone who genre hops a lot. I've always been a hip hop head. I've kind of diversified more to neo soul, R&B, some soul music, a little bit of jazz here and there, just some infusions of different styles, but I'm not hopping all over the place. Like, I'm not going punk to country to reggae to EDM. Like, that's not me. I'm not that diverse, but some people are. Some people love and listen to all types of music. I have an appreciation for all types of music, but I could safely say I'm not listening to certain genres every single day. But even so, I mean, if you believe in that artist and you believe in that person, what they're doing, feel free to post their stuff and let people know about it, because, like I said, you just never know what can come out of that. Learning from others and growing as an artist. Working with other artists can be a valuable learning experience. Whether you're collaborating with someone who's more experienced or just exploring new creative ideas with a peer, every collaboration offers the chance to grow as an artist. You might pick up new techniques, learn about different production methods, or gain insight into how others approach songwriting and performing. This ongoing learning process is key to evolving your career and staying relevant in a rapidly changing industry. And again, I kind of interpret that in the way of seeing what other people are doing to support artists as well. A lot of people do like little write-ups here and there. Like, if you have any type of music journalism, blog, podcast is a big thing. Obviously, I've talked about the importance of podcasting and having those conversations, but doing little surprise things. Like, for Proven Knowledge, we do the Artist of the Month, and we never say who's going to be the Artist of the Month, but we'll just, like, I know who it is, obviously, because I make a list and I plan it out. But doing little things like that to surprise people, like, hey, this is the Artist of the Month, you should go give them a listen. Even if they're not releasing music at the time, just to put it out there, like, hey, we believe in this individual, we believe in their music and their story, so you should go connect with them because they're doing some really cool things. So it's just another way to do it. And those are ideas I've collected just through viewing other people's content, other people's pages, but kind of interpreting that in my own way based on who I'm connected with and what my audience is, and who my audience is. So those are just things to keep in mind, but that is pretty much it. I'll read the in conclusion. It says, in conclusion, collaboration is a powerful strategy for boosting your career as a musician. By teaming up with artists both inside and outside your genre, you can expand your audience, gain fresh insights, build valuable industry relationships, and explore new markets. These benefits not only lead to personal growth as an artist, but also help you navigate the ever-changing, evolving landscape of the industry, keeping your music fresh and your career moving forward. So that was the article from Musicians Institute. Like I said, the Ask article is also pretty good, and it talks mostly about supporting local musicians, but it could be about supporting, anyone. You know, just because you can't always go to a live show doesn't mean there's not ways to support through investing, like I said, just posting about the person, whatever. Um, so this one, you know, wasn't too complicated. It's not rocket science, I don't think. I think it's pretty self-explanatory. And like I said, the ways that I've found to do this, it always comes back in some type of way. It opens up a new opportunity for me. You know, if I support somebody's show or interview, chances are I'll get asked to be on that show, or I'll get asked to be a part of another opportunity. Um, so other than doing it just because it's the right thing to do, I think keep in mind it does help you in your career, and it just helps things move forward in different ways. And I think, like the article said, just teaming up with people, even if it's not their music, just through the power of ideas and generating different ideas. Study different social media accounts that you follow that are similar, who support artists, blogs, podcasts. Start studying those. And I think overall, you'll just find different ways that you can support other artists. I mean, again, it's really not that hard. I think it's pretty simple stuff. But I just wanted to make this to give you guys some ideas, and hopefully this helps a lot. And if you have music you want me to check out, definitely comment, definitely leave links, message me on other social media accounts that I have, and I'll definitely, you know, check out your stuff. And if I believe in it, you know, for sure I'm going to be supporting it and letting people know about it, and we'll be connecting for sure. But thank you guys for tuning in. Next week we're going to be back. I'm not really sure. I didn't write down which one we're going to be doing. Let me see if I can pull this up real quick, because I think we're going to be back again on Tuesday next week. Let me check this real quick. So next Tuesday is the 27th. And it's actually going to be a pretty interesting topic, one that I've been waiting to do for a while. And it's talking about balancing your music career with your 9-to-5 job, which is something that I am still actively doing. And I know a lot of you are probably actively doing as well, you know, trying to figure out how much time do you allocate to music while you also have to go to a job every day, or whether it's a part-time job, full-time job, doesn't matter. You have to figure out how to balance that. So that's going to be a great topic, and I'm sure I'm going to find a lot of information about that to share with you guys. So I'll try to kind of find a finite amount of it to share, but definitely find some articles that you guys can dive into. So like I said, that'll be on Tuesday, the 27th of May. So we'll see you guys in a few days' time, but until then, stay safe, stay positive, all that good stuff, and take care, guys.